graphing a line given its slope and y-intercept. All right, so in this one, we do need to remember, I'm going to close this one down. We do need to remember slope-intercept form. So we have y equals mx plus b. And we've used this one a couple of times in this last week. So this is the equation of a line. And this is why they give you slope and intercept, so that you understand that graphing the line, if you're given this equation, is really easy because m represents our slope in this equation, and b represents our y-intercept. All right, whoop, got the e there. Looped it around without the e. So we have the two pieces here. So we just want to relate these two things to this equation. Now, we don't actually have to do anything with this equation in this topic, but I do want you to relate these two things together. All right, so one of the main things we need to remember is that we start, Zoe, shh. We start at the y-intercept. Sorry, my dog was whining there. So we start at the y-intercept at -2. And y-intercept just means where does it cross the y line or the y-axis. So we literally go down to -2. So we start at the center, the origin. We go down to -2 and we put our first point. And then they give us our slope. Slope is rise over run. So from the point we made, the y-intercept, we rise and then we run. So they're kind of doing a little backwards here to me, but we go rise up and then run 2. So we still land on the same one if we rise and then run, or run then rise. Either way, you do end up in the same place. Just make sure that you put them in the right order when you're thinking about them. Rise is on top, run is on the bottom. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear this and start. Okay, so we're going to grab the pencil tool here. And remember, y-intercept is where we start. So from the origin, I'm going to go to -3. 1, 2, 3. And y-intercept is always up or down. So when we start, we're either going to go straight up or we're going to go straight down. So I went down, and then from there, I'm going to do a slope of 4. And 4, just like any other number, has a 1 under it. So remember, we have rise over run. So if you're just given a number like 4, you put a 1 under it. And let me go back here. So we're going to rise 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1. And now we're just going to connect this with our line tool here. And we just click on the dots we already made. And check. Alrighty, so clear. Let's go next. Okay, so y-intercept is 9. So that one's hopefully pretty clear. We're either, if it's positive, we're going to go up. If it's negative, we're going to go down. Before I move over to the actual graph, I'm going to look at the slope of -8. So it's -8. Remember, it's got a 1 under it. So if they don't give you a fraction, you put a 1 under it. And that's rise over run. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our pencil tool. So a y-intercept of 9 means I'm going to go up to 9, and I'm going to check. I'm going to put an X there. And then I'm going to rise -8, run 1. So rise -8, that kind of sounds funny. Rise means you can go up or down. So if it's a negative, it actually means you're going to fall instead of actually rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to run 1 to the right because it's a positive 1 on the bottom. I'm going to check. Now I'm going to click on both of my points with my line tool. So make sure you select that and actually graph your line. All right. One more. So next. Okay. So now they're going to give us a y-intercept and a slope. And this time, slope, they do give us a fraction. So we just want to make sure we remember it's rise over run. And this negative, it's actually written in the middle like this. But you can also write it on the top or on the bottom like this. So that negative can belong to the 1 or the 2. It doesn't matter which one, as long as there's only one negative. It doesn't really matter which one you give it to as far as the negative goes. All right, so let's go ahead and do our y-intercept of 1. So it's a positive 1. So from the center, I'm going to go up 1, and I'm going to click. And then from that point, I'm going to use my, geez Louise, I'm going to use my slope, but I need to choose. Am I using -1/2 or 1/-2? So I'm just going to choose one. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 1/-2. Why not? So that means I'm going to rise up 1. It's a positive 1. And then -2 means that I'm going to go left. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to the left. So run can be right or left. It depends on if it's positive or negative. And now I'm going to click on both of my points, and there's my line. All right, we finished that one.